What's up, gang? How we doing? Yeah. Just felt like running something. Got a few things to go over. Let's see. But first, I'm going to crack this. In a traditional, it's Sam Vape Bogan always talks about this style beer called a Goze or a Goza or some shit. And basically it just means like sour beer without it being like overly fruit flavored. Okay, let's see who we got here. Hello, Keegan. Have you seen the SSS-S1? Any thoughts? Is that the boxy one that I was showing the other day? I know that's SSS. I don't know if that's a different. It is. Okay. Yeah, the boxy one. It's a lipo, right? Hey there, Nicholas. I think it's cool. I mean, I'm starting to, now that I don't have a lipo mod, because I don't have my Noct or my Delro anymore. So, 18650. Maybe we're not talking about the same mod. I could have swore, because, or maybe they make two versions of it? I'm not sure. Hello, Rose from Romania. So yeah, shit. I'm talking to, at my new job, at the beer distributor, there's this Romanian girl. Beautiful. Super heavy accent, though. So, trying to work that angle. Yeah, Romanian. Interesting. Yeah. Shit. I don't know. I don't really think I've ever met anyone from Romania. I've met some, like, people from Ukraine, as close as it gets. So, yeah, without further ado, I got to pour this thing. I already had one. It's really good. It was expensive. It was like, well, I get a discount working there, but normally it's like $17 for 4 of them. So that's a lot for me. Like 6 packs for like $12 or less. Hello there, Mechmog guy. Cool name. Hey, he's that Mechmog guy. I'm that Mechmog guy. Yeah, I like sour beers for sure. I used to always have Sour Monkey on the stream by Victory. Dude, I have such a passion for Boro, but here they're so hard. Oh, here they're so hard to find in Romania. Yeah. I never realized the woes that like Europeans face with acquiring stuff. Like I hear this a lot. Like people like import fees, stuff like that is like a big obstacle for you guys, and it's a real shame. I'm in the process of doing some like any kind of like arts and crafts type stuff I like. I'm not real good at any of it, but kind of reminds me. Vaping is a little bit of that, tinkering and stuff. So like, there's this jacket back there that I'm trying to I'm waxing it, and to obtain this stuff called otter wax, right? Otter wax. Here in the States on Amazon, it's $20 for a bar of this. This guy I was talking to on some forum, he lives in Italy, and it costs like, I forget what it was. I don't know, up there though, like $70 or something for the same thing. I couldn't believe it. It's insane. Do I have a Discord? No. I've used Discord like a couple times, like for other people. Like I was on Jay Hayes' Discord. I was on the Discord briefly for excuse me. What's that brand that does the guy who lives in China that does but he's American, does the the peaks, the mountain peaks. What the fuck? I'm drawing a blank. The Avalanche mod. He does that Squonk mod, the Avalanche. Twin or something. Twin Peaks? It's not Twin Peaks. It's a fucking show. Hey Frank G. How you doing? I haven't ran a real live in a long time. So probably the last time I did one, it was like I probably had significantly less viewership. So I'd be lucky if I got like a few, it's nice to see the chat more active is what I'm trying to say. Okay, but how can you? How can I join you? Oh, how can you join me live? I have no idea. I've used lives twice. Okay, I did a live for Bearded Viking Custom on New Year's, like a couple of years ago, and Bogan was on there. He got off right when I got on. Grim Green was on there briefly. Joel, what the fuck is Joel's handle? It's real lame. I can't remember. God, you know what I'm talking about. The guy who made the profile. What the hell is his name? Mr. Just Right. The fucking name. Yes. Thank you, MacMog guy. You're new here, Frank? Well, welcome. Glad to have you. Yes, Snowcat. Thank you, David. I kept wanting to say like Twin Peaks for some reason. I'd like to rewatch that. I got the Clash on. I don't know if you can hear it at all, but I always like if I ever watch some of the replay, I'm always baffled that the music you can barely hear it, because for me it's always like I'm like, damn, is this distracting people or not? Mike, what's up, man? How you doing? It's been a while, right? Oh, there's good old Kevin. Oh, I'm sorry. There's two of them. I know Mr. Just Right one is Joel. I never heard of number 3. Please, who pray tell is Mr. Just Right 3? So I get to hear this guy. Speaking of, who is a reviewer? I'm assuming. Oh, you never know, man. People, I wouldn't put it past anybody. These names. I'm surprised there's not 2 through 6. Same old, same old. Yeah, dude, I'm doing all right. Didn't work out outside today, so figured I'd make some time to do this. Cut down a whole goddamn. Moved it by hand, like across an entire property, so that it's a little beat from that. A little out of practice. I need to order some juices, guys. Jesus, been putting it off, and now the supply is dwindling. I have like none of this left. This is like a crime. I usually keep like 6 of these. This is almost empty. I think I have another bottle of this left, but I'm not sure. What the fuck's wrong with my neck? My skin is like retarded sensitive. Like I could like barely scratch like my neck or something, and it'll be like bright red. Yeah, and these juice, it's Turkish, the M-Turk stuff, man. It's so expensive. Jesus Christ. But now I don't use the Recoil RDA site. I go on the Homeboy. What's it called? Homeboy.net, I think it's called. Same, basically the same thing. I think you could still use recoilrda.com, but I just go on for the Homeboy one, and it's still the same kind of, you use a discount code and it starts to look more like a normal priced juice, that kind of thing. Because it's discouraging. I don't even know why they do that. They should just always have it like at the discount price to begin with, because people that are new to it might overlook that, and then they're just going to see the number, the price, and be like, fuck this. Grim Army, is that what it is? I know the Recoil one was always Grim Yak something. One, or the date, or the year, or something. I forget. Salted caramel. What's up, Six Pack Kid? Yeah, so I've had the salted caramel once. I think I had like the 6 milligram one though, and I didn't vibe with it. I think it was old too. You ever get like vendors sell you like some old fucking juice? Like, it's weird. Like when you buy juices from like individuals that do DIY and stuff, I always feel like the juice is too new. It's not steeped enough. And then when you buy it from certain vendors, it's like too old. You know what I mean? Like you gotta find that sweet spot. I've never had the sweet and sour peach. Doesn't sound like something I would like. Sour chicken flavored e-juice. This is the only one I use from them. Dude, this happens to me all the time. Oh, it's right in front of me. This is a high VG too, 80/20. I've been vaping this longer than any other juice. Sweet Tobacco Chino. They had another. God, I keep dealing with this with the camera. They had another one, number 00. So there's another one I always wanted to try. They had a vanilla custard that I've never got around to. There's one other one I had of theirs. I think it was like a cinnamon one. I didn't like that either. So there's super sweet juices, but because this is like technically like a tobacco and a coffee, putting all the sweetener in there balances it out pretty good, in my opinion. Beard also does the one. So like if I get a fruit juice kind of liquid, I get the one usually. 2016, yeah. I mean, so they're still going strong. I mean, I found it in 2019, so still get it. They make it in Austin, Texas too, which is cool. I found some new reviewers. I did a video for the SXK Delro D60SLD, and I like randomly decided to search for the Delro because I can't take off that piece to take the C frame off. It won't come off. I think they super glue it on the SXK one, which is typical because they glued the lipo in to the D60 mod, Delro D60 clone. So figures they would glue it in or something. And they don't provide you a tool like Delro did to take it off anyway. So I don't think it's meant to be taken off. Yeah, so I was looking that up. I basically was just trying to find out if I needed to turn it clockwise or counterclockwise. I didn't want to be like tightening it accidentally. And Jim VV, his video perfectly laid out that it's counterclockwise. But then I happened to notice there was a clone video for it, and I look at this guy's video. He's got a low subscriber count, like I got hundreds and hundreds more than him, and and then I looked into it more. He only has 16 videos so far. He only started a couple months ago, but his production value's good and presentation was good. And the crazy thing is, all his videos are clone products. They're all high-end clone products. That's all he covers. I was like, whoa, that's different. Because, like, me doing a clone video is like, I feel like from like 2019 to when I started doing it, like, people didn't even fuck with clone videos in any capacity, unless it was like a one-off, some random person smartphone or something. So that's interesting, seeing somebody up. Yes, that's him, Antichrist Vapor. Yeah, I never knew who he was until today. Although I feel like I've seen his name, like whether he commented or subscribed at some point or something. So yeah, his video, he showed you it next to the sand, which I thought was a good idea. Because the sand and the Raga are like, they want to be D650s. I ordered from Recoil, another from Fresno. I didn't like Fresno. Oh wait, what are you gonna say? And they took her home. Oh my god, from you know who. He UPS'd it today, yeah. So it took over a month to get there. Wow, that's weird, because when I order from Recoil, he's pretty quick. It gets me quick, and that's on the other side of the country. That's coming from Nevada or Arizona. Nevada. Pretty sure it's Nevada. Yeah, so I guess that's a customs thing or something. Yeah, the one is sweet as fuck. But you know, I like it. I don't use it often. I use it with RDAs, and I don't use RDAs as often. So yeah, it just took that long. That's a bummer. Maybe there's a Valentine's sale coming up, and I'll actually won't suffer the pricing as much. Oh, the buy one get ones are the best. All right. Oh yeah. So I was just talking about RDA. I was using this all week. I hadn't used this in ages. Armor Engine. It's really cool. The way you twist this, and you can change the airflow like through that. It's like vented AFC. It's pretty neat. But yeah, I hadn't used this in forever. I really do need to get a more exotic looking squonker to use again. I have nicer mods than this, but the light 3D printed factor, it's more appealing for bringing to work, and that's primarily when I squonk. Like, I don't want to bring this to work because it's a fucking weighs a metric ton. So I don't know. Oh, this is the hot item. Apparently, a lot of people are into this idea right now of having a U mod and a Enigma. I've seen a beautiful black Juma Enigma set up today. It was very nice. And what I did notice is that the this Unific, is that what I said? UMod's Unific? I hope I did. Yeah, so on the button on the Juma one, it's actually like the Damascus pattern engraving or whatever that I had on my EYN. Looks really good like that. I mean, it was very pretty. And then immediately after that, somebody commented, with a photo of their own mod in the same color of the black Juma. And it's all about, I wanted this mod so bad, and I just never got around to it. Hopefully I can rectify that at some point. But I'm so behind on mods and shit anyway. This and the Vidar, I mean, I'm like, I don't know which one I want more, but I kind of want the Vidar more still. I don't know. Anyhow, without further ado, this is the, oh, you know what? I called it MM, I think, in the post. It's MK. This is the people, you know, the guy that makes the MK vape is from Greece or Italy. I think it's Greece. Yeah, they did the Manciata, bunch of stuff. This is a really cool Bora mod. So this Bora mod, oh, what's with the lighting? Oh, it's from the phone. Dude, I keep doing this with the Black Juma MK Alpha. I really now when it first came out, that drip tip was it wasn't billet box threading for some reason. It was a different thread pitch. That the fire button is on a panel, is on the Bora. It was on the Bora window panel. So if you lose the panel, you're screwed. But I still think it's really neat. I mean, you don't see that very often. It's a DNA small screen. There's your wattage buttons on the this side in silver. And it looks really big from the front like this, like bulbous in the front. But at the back, it's actually a lot more slender. It has interesting contours, kind of like how the Unificus contours. You know what I mean? It's a neat shape. And he does it in all different stylings. I like the one, see how, I mean, a lot of people don't like mods like this because it doesn't really show off your RBA much, but he also does ones with clear fronts, and not just like the panels clear acrylic, like a good portion of the front of it is clear acrylic, so it kind of blends in a little better. Looks pretty cool, and then like stab wood in the back, and it's a cool around to it. I mean, you know, you gotta drop another $500 to get this, so maybe they're cheaper now, who knows. But I really liked this mod, and I'm pretty sure he changed the threading so that it's billet box threading now, meaning the universal integrated tip thread pitch that 95% of the accessories are, is what I mean. Pretty cool, the MK Alpha. That's for people that don't use Facebook and want a cool Bora mod. I know he sells them on his website. However, they may, when I went on, it said out of stock every time I went on. So you may have to just message him outright to like get the ball rolling, kind of thing. All right, I'm sorry. Let's catch up with chat again. Pulse V2, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Oh shit. No, it's not a Pulse V2. It's a what I have is called a Pulse X. This thing is a Pulse X. So it was like the jump from, it was the, God, it's so confusing because now they have the Pulse 3, right? Pulse BF, mechanical, Pulse X, Pulse 2, Pulse 3. I think that's the chronological order of it. The Pulse X just meant it could. I got this ages ago on Element Vape, I think. Here's the, it's also a collab. Oh my God. See the symbols on the other side? That's because it's a Golden Greek collab. Yeah, see the Golden Greek symbols? I'm just gonna do that every chance I get. Just being a dick. The Vidar and those stab. Yeah, I mean, they're just so cool. Mark Todd even like mentioned it in a video. He's like, you know, they have to put those things on there. It's like, yeah. Don't stick up for it. Well, I wonder if like, I hope it wasn't like a direct response to my thing. I hope somebody seen it and then said something to him about all that much better. Nah, I mean, it's just, I get that, you know, they're supposed to put those stupid symbols on their products, but like, dude, how many are you selling, really? Who the hell's gonna know? Who's gonna care? Nobody else does. You know? I have a lot of things in here from the EU. None of them have that on there. So why does he? And I can see if it was a mod and you could discreetly put it somewhere, but like, it's on an RBA. It's too small to like gaudy it up with regulatory bullshit. I know I was bidding on it, like, you know, that it was like a China thing. That's why it was on there. But I don't really, you know, I'm just fucking around. I just think it's lame that it's on there is all. That's the main takeaway from Mimo. I like this shirt too. I only got it like months ago. Kodak. I got the Kodak, the Panavision. I want to get an Ari shirt, Ariflex. Death of Glory. You know, a little film nerd gear. I don't know why I'm even doing this, but yeah. So I filmed the D650 video. I was gonna wait to do it because I want to do the comparison video with the real thing, and I'm just impatient. And then when I seen that guy had his video up already of his, and he got it 2 weeks ago, which is probably around the same time when I got mine. I just take forever to get around to making videos and stuff. And I was kind of waiting for the other thing, so no, I feel like pressured to like get it out sooner because I'm thinking like, damn, it's kind of like my own little competition in my head, thinking like I want to get the first video out of a product. You know what I mean? That this guy does all these clone videos, it really like offsets everything for me because I'm like, it makes me think like, oh well, you know, I don't need to cover this anymore because it's already done, or you know, it just helps me narrow down what stuff to cover. You know, knowing that it's already at least somebody's touched it. You know what I mean? So that's my whole thing. I just want everything to have some kind of exposure. There should be at least one review for every product out there. And that's kind of my thing. Like, I figured if everyone's reviewing, you know, if there's authentic reviews, multiple authentic reviews on everything out there, I may as well try to hit it from a different angle. And you know, knowing that a good portion of viewership wants to buy clone stuff and just doesn't know if any of it's worth a damn or not, it fills a niche. You know, if there's a need for it, then it's worth doing. You know what I mean? I don't want to make a video on a product that already has 100 videos up for it. You know what I mean? I'll do some retro stuff here and there, but you know, that's more just because I like just to show how much I liked a particular thing. Oh, okay. We talking I would definitely like to do more narrative short film type things. Definitely would. It's dead of winter. It's cold. Um, I'm having an issue getting around right now, vehicle wise. It's been that way for a couple months, which is a real fucking bummer. So it really limits what I can do. But once it gets warm out, like I'm going all out. I want to do a lot more stuff. I'm filming a concert for someone in my neighborhood actually. Um, we're still working out exactly how much they're going to pay me, and I know it's not like I have to go far for it. It's actually at like our little town hall. Uh, so that's like a little gig I have at least. But yeah, I want to do like the more story story based things. If I have no one to act in it except for myself, it kind of makes it hard. But I could always make like a music video out of it, like I have been. That's one of my favorite things to do. Like blend songs with visual filmmaking, and I don't know. That's like an art in itself for me. Like being able to make my own little music videos and shit. You're right. You're right. I try to live by the Jean-Luc Godard quote. Godard was he's like the face of the French New Wave, which started in the late 50s, early 60s, and lasted up to like the mid 60s primarily. Godard and Francois Truffaut. Now, why am I talking about these people? Because my initial, drive, motivation for filmmaking outside of skateboarding was Quentin Tarantino and then Stanley Kubrick. But I always wanted to know what Tarantino liked, like what were his inspirations. And I found out that, because it's common knowledge, he worked in a video store or whatever. But some of his favorite films were French New Wave films, and he adopted a lot of that in his filmmaking. Even his production company, A Band Apart, is actually taken from a Jean-Luc Godard film. That's the name of it. It's in French, though, A Band Apart. It actually means Band of Outsiders. And anyhow, why did I mention that? Oh, yeah, because Godard's quote, he has a famous quote, and it's, I really like it. It's, all you need to make a good movie is a guy, a girl, a gun, and a car. That's a great quote. I mean, you can't beat that quote. It's very true. I mean, you just got to fill in the blanks from there. You know what I mean? You just need some basic structure, some groundwork, some like really like, just a couple parameters. That's the problem I think Hollywood ran into is like when the budgets got so big and they could do literally anything, it becomes daunting. When you're limited in your options, it makes you like work with what you got, and I just think you could do more with that. Like some of the best films are films that are primarily shot in one location. Reservoir Dogs. 95% of the film is shot in that garage warehouse or whatever after the bank heist. That you never actually see the bank heist. Sure Sharp. I remember you wrote me something in a comment a few months ago, and it was like a really nice. You said something really nice, and I accidentally like deleted the comment. I went to reply to it, and I erased the whole thing, and I felt bad about it. I think I tried to say that too later on. I don't know if you read it. No, I've not tried the Blaze RBA. I have seen a number of videos on it. Let's put it this way. If one of them was in front of me, I would definitely wick it up and use it. I don't know if I want to get it necessarily. And like, I may be a bit jaded, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that Chinese product because although like a product that reminds me of that a little bit, not like the construction of it, but just that aesthetic of those kind of things. The ammo, the reload ammo, I did always want to get around to that, and I still haven't. But looking into the Blaze, yeah, I do like the undercoil and side airflow combination. It probably has a nice draw. Now, when your airflow is initially coming undercoil, and that's where, I mean, that's just where it's directed. So I think most of the air is just going to be undercoil anyway. I don't want to call it a gimmick because I'm sure it does work to some degree, but I feel like you're probably getting a lot less side airflow than it would portray. But I don't know for sure. I'm not a fucking physicist or some shit, but that's just what I would think. That like you're primarily gonna pull like right up into the coil. I bet if you breathe in lighter, you may have more of a chance for it to like encompass the whole thing. Whereas if you pull hard, it probably doesn't have time to branch out. It probably goes right up. I don't know. Oh, it's so airy. I heard it was. And the weird thing is, I know it doesn't even have that wide of a bore, which is kind of like counterintuitive, like super airy but a narrow bore. But I'm learning that I actually like narrow bore anyway. Like the STM, that was like a fucking 4.8 millimeter airflow pin, and it was a pretty wide bore, one of the widest, and I didn't think it was all that great. My main qualm with it was the goddamn O-rings and shit. Like, they made it too fancy for its own good, so. You gotta use an MTL pin? Yeah. Yeah, I heard that it's misleading. Like, the numbers, like, it'll say 3, but it vapes more like a 4 kind of thing. So, I just, whatever's different, you know what I mean? What else was different? There was a bunch of things like that came out around the same time. What was Joel's? Not the Ponte. I don't know. There was a lot of RBTA style ones that encompass that like heavy side airflow, like real airy. But like RBTAs are just not. Like, I got that Nix. That was a mistake. I would have been better off with like a BO1 all-in-one system, Skunkworks. Speaking of fucking companies that rob people blind, Skunkworks is another one. There's been so many of them. How about that other company that Ryan called out that one time? Namaste. There's another one. There's a lot of companies, even older ones. Like that's what happened to the guys that did the Boxer Otis designs, right? The Trust, yeah, that's different. That was his first thing. I never had that. That's it. I still consider an early generation RBA, one of the last. There's like an imaginary cutoff, in my opinion, that separates like the OG RBAs to like that second generation where it got fucking real hype, and then like everything else like now. Yeah, that first generation was special. That's back when like Grim Green was doing it. He did like 5 videos of different RBAs, like all like in the same month. It was like Snail, Shell, Truss, Bridged, Zeta, something like that. No. We gotta stop. We gotta stop right there. Right there. Come again? What did you say, Mimo? I don't know. I don't know anything about this. EVL? EVL is scammed? Oh my god. John Hayward? Or Haywood or whatever the fuck his name is? I can't believe that. I'm sorry if you don't feel like typing, but please do, because I gotta find out. Look, I got the Reaper B3 right here. Like, that really hurts my feelings because I wanted to sell this. Now, I do kind of want to sell it, but even if I don't sell it, I'd be happy to keep it too because it's such a great RTA. Um, he really fucked up. It's because he made that dumbass mod. He made that stupid looking mod. It was blue and yellow. It looked like a goddamn It looked like the Toys R Us vape. Like, it was so dumb looking. It looked like it was like it belonged in like a Burger King play place gymnasium. Like, or it was like an emergency phone in case of being mugged. Break this handle and use this vape to call 911. Oh shit. Bidding on the design. I'm sorry, but I just thought it looked so gaudy, so dumb. It didn't like it like totally killed everything that EVL was. Like he made classy looking things, like English classy Englishman stainless steel bullshit, not like fucking, Ronald McDonald's billet box. Oh my god. He designed a prototype device and sold 5 of them. Only 3 were sent. 2 didn't work. 1 worked, took the money, filed for bankruptcy. Because he did it to himself. He's an idiot. He stopped selling to America. He stopped selling to everybody except for England because of the and stuff. Most other people didn't fucking bend over to that bullshit. They just did what they had to do anyway. And by the time he came up with a new system to like call it something else, it was way too late. Like that whole Kennedy thing, like calling it a flashlight or whatever. He took like a year at least to do that. From when he closed to when he opened up again. At least a year. It was a big mistake. The Wraith wasn't that good. The Reaper is way better. So that RTA didn't do that well either. He didn't. There just wasn't good promotion with their stuff. Even the evil alien, I thought it looked cool, and again, I consider that a Gen 1 RBA. I don't think that really went over all that well. The dot spot, I thought that was a good effort. The dot spot for the dot RBA. Damn, that's a shame. I can't believe he did that. Yeah, Kev, air takes the path of least resistance. Exactly. Yeah. So, what does that mean? You watched all those Morton N Owen? Morton Owen? Who the fuck's that? Are you like mocking someone's name and I just don't know who they are? Yeah. I didn't know that about EVL. I feel like really bad that happened. No wonder. When did that must have happened? I don't know when it happened, but maybe that's why nobody wanted to buy this when I listed it. I'm about to re-wick this drawing right now. Fuck it. This one's for you, John, you son of a bitch. They were cool too. They came in those little sardine cans, and it was filled with Muji cotton. And yeah, you know, jeez, nothing lasts forever. You know, so many good things have gone downhill recently. I can't believe Vape Haven closed. Like, I mean, I guess you can't like support an entire store on billet box accessories, but yeah. Maybe he could have, I don't know. His markups weren't that bad. Vape Haven. I mean, they probably were less than Straight Fire's markups and Vaping Arts. He just didn't have as much stuff. Vaping Art and I'd say it's like Vaping Art, Straight Fire needed stuffs. In terms of product selection, he really wasn't close to those two. And his stock was always pretty low too. But I don't know. Greg was a nice addition to the. I mean, I got the vibe he'd been around for quite a while. He was all about the Rick and Morty stuff too, which is cool. Morton used to make YouTube videos all about airflow. That's interesting. Do you know who Ms. Vape is? The girl, the Asian girl? She looks like a goddamn doll. She did a lot of high-end videos, and she would like go off on these weird tangents talking about like fucking quantum physics and shit. It was cool. I mean, it was different. She got a lot of subscribers too, and she hardly had any. Not a lot. I mean, let me put it this way: she had a lot of subscribers for how many videos she actually made. She really didn't make that many videos. People are just like, ooh, cute Asian girl that vapes high-end. Subscribe. Honestly, think in the terms of high-end, or yeah, in the high-end realm, only a handful of brands will stay around. Monarchy, Wick'd, and the rest will vanish. The high-end market is changing rapidly. It's not looking good. Yeah. No, it's over. It's over. Everyone overdid it. It was best when it was scarce and exclusive and like mysterious. You know what I mean? Like they just put too much out too quickly. Everything needed to be sparse and independent of each other. You can't put out fucking 5 mods that all look exactly the same and call them something different and expect everyone to buy every one of them for fucking $400 to $500 a piece. That is only going to last for so long doing that. So they ruined it. You know, they got greedy. Well, and people were stupid for buying it all too. I mean, people were just, they still do. They just buy stuff like on a whim, you know, like, I don't know. I get a little cocky about that. It's just like some people, I don't know. Taste is subjective, but I think taste is a real thing. Like, I really believe some things just look good and some things don't. And I think it's important to voice those opinions because they may be shared and people just don't want to have to be the one to say it. You know, or some people just don't have good taste like that. So you got a bunch of people buying stuff that as soon as they get it, they realize they didn't want it. And, you know, it's just a little, it's all just a big domino effect. It's very, there's just layers of things that all went wrong, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, it all comes down to our fucked up economy, you know. The other day, they found out that the UN and China are the ones funding all these asylum seekers, aka illegal immigrants, getting them here. Some biologist was interviewing with Tucker Carlson, and it was all about like the Darien, what's it called? Darien Trench or Darien Gap? The Darien Gap is like what links South America to Central America, and it's like, like Panama Canal or whatever, and it's like, as a human without like a fucking plane or anything, like it's a really risk-taking, life-risking thing to cross this area. So like the idea that women and children are crossing this shit barefoot, you know what I mean, walking their asses all the way to America, it just isn't feasible. And yeah, so this guy lays it all out. He said like the UN has little camps set up along the way, and they're little like stations for like, to keep these people moving. And the one guy, like, he was trying to figure out if he was actually like what he said he was, like a Korean refugee. And the guy tried to trick him by like catching him off guard, talking to him in Chinese, and the guy responded in Chinese, and he was like, "Oops, like, oh, I'm caught. I'm lying. This whole thing is a fucking scam." Oh, I'm sorry. What was I saying? Oh, I'm missing all sorts of stuff. God damn. Yeah, Ms. Vate was very thorough. A rocket scientist. Yeah, she loved Narmods. She loved Narmods. She would go on and on about Nar stuff. Yeah, I know. That is something to see. That people BMM. It's because of Christmas. That's what happened. Christmas. It wasn't until Christmas. Once Christmas time hit, BMM mods listed left and right for $600 a piece. Actually, like $400 to $600 a piece. And once people start seeing that, that creates this shift in everyone's head, like, oh fuck, it's going to be worth less now. And then people get scared. It's like your typical economy shit, like micro economy, stock market shit. It's like, oh no, sell, sell, sell. Like everyone gets freaked out. Like, oh my God, my thing is not worth thousands of dollars anymore. Better sell it now before it gets worth any less. That was the other thing I always talked about. Nobody held out. Like if people didn't move their stuff so much, the value would always stay the same, I still have most of the mods I've bought. Now I had a shit ton more, but I'd say that maybe I got rid of like a little less than half of them actually. But some people have gone from like having 20 to like 2. So, and what happens is people sell their shit that's really nice stuff or trade it for the next new thing, even though the next new thing is not as good. So now they get that and they're disappointed, and then they're just like, oh, fuck it all. I'll just get rid of everything. Like once I had this nice shit that I knew was nice, I held on to it because I knew, like, until I see something that comes along that I feel in my heart is actually better, I'm not letting go of that shit. Nothing has beat an Ion or a Moab or a Borat. Like they're not gonna make anything better than those things at this point. It's a shame because at first with Bora mods, it did very much feel like the sky's the limit. Like they were never gonna run out of ideas. It was constant. Every fucking day it seemed like they came out with some new Bora mod that looked significantly different than the last, and it was just like, wow, wow, wow. You know, it was very exciting for quite some time. But now it's hard for them to come up with new shit. The first thing I read was Jay Hayes is an electric bike reviewer. So lame. He don't even try no more. He doesn't even put up any. He put up one video like in the last month that had to do with vaping. Something he was sent. I mean, what happened to him? He ain't that, you know, he's got plenty of money. He could buy vape shit if he wanted to. It's not like you gotta go. He just went in too hard for so long, you know. He just went in way too hard on that shit. You know, it's like going from all to nothing. Like I know if I had even just made a little bit more money than what I got, I'd still be buying stuff pretty steadily. At his level of income, you really can't fucking buy some fucking gear here and there just to keep your channel alive. Like, I just don't think he cares. He's just not interested. You know, when you're the kind of, I mean, most of the time he would never even look up the product before he bought it. Like, I guess he would just go off of his hazer's recommendations and then learn all about it when he got it, or not learn about it. Yeah, so I just don't think he cares about any of it. I like this. Oh man, I gotta keep up with these posts better. All of their bridges look the same to me, with the exception of the art on the caps. So, you talk about mobs. That's what it sounds like. He vaped black licorice. I got some black licorice in the closet. In the cupboard. Who says cupboard? Cupboard sounds like such an old-fashioned word. And how did it end up being called cupboard anyway? It's spelled cupboard. Yeah. He is the only high-end reviewer designer. I mean, I'll say his stuff looks good. Performance-wise, it's like not nearly as good as he acts like. But it all looks good, and on the surface should be good. You know, like, I thought all his products did come across well on paper and in a picture. Jenna was trash. Our Jenna RBA was a huge disappointment for me. Yeah, the battery rattle. You know, like, that's what I mean. Like, shit like that ruins it. You know, performance of the Jenna RBA looks fucking great, draws great, but is a stupid thing to wick. Guy selling his blue stash box for $500 couldn't sell it. He might have by now. It was up for a long time. Then he switched up looking for trades. Was it a? I didn't see it. What was it exactly? Was it the new stash box, like the stash box R with the cutout, and the new coating. Because if you couldn't sell that for $500, that's a problem. If it was an old stash box 1.8 that, I don't know, had some kind of shitty, I mean, they're all colored pretty good, but maybe, you know, if it was like the original coating that was like a lot of it was worn off, maybe I could see people not biting for that. I mean, I paid $500 for my stash box, and that was like like 2 years ago at least. So, you know, and it's a colored one too. So I'd like to get it recolored. That's the only one I'm not really crazy about the color. Maybe I'll get the blue I always wanted. I seen a guy with a what's his name? Matt Doviak or whatever his name. He had his stash box R picture up yesterday in that green moss. Looks so nice. Moss is hit or miss. Sometimes it looks like dirt, and other times it looks like a beautiful emerald green. Like, and yet there's also emerald green. So it's a fine, like, the green hues for Charles. Like, there's a big range of results. Yeah, you only. What's up, Myshkin? Mishkin? I wonder if I'm saying that right. Mishkin? Myshkin? Trying to think of what that would even be. Myshkin. I try to buy what I love with no intention of selling or flipping. It doesn't mean I don't sell, but I don't treat it like an investment opportunity. Yeah. Well, you just can't anymore. You can't. It's too much of a gamble. I mean, there were times where I didn't have the money or like the investment to do it when it was hot, when it was a good time to do it. I just thought that, I thought this ride was never going to end, basically. I didn't think it would die out so fast. I mean, it wasn't that fast. I seen it coming a mile away. I just didn't think it would get incrementally that much worse, like every goddamn 6 months, and it does. It's our fucking economy. It's so many things. It becomes old. It's our economy. It's everything. He had to GoFundMe for his wedding. I wouldn't put it past him, dude. He's a money-hungry fucking person. Honestly, I wish I could be more like that. I wish I could take a page out of that book. I don't want to say like I'm like mad humble, but like I just don't think like that. I don't think about money all the time. And I'll bitch plenty that I don't have money, but I don't do enough to get it. You know what I mean? But like, unless I'm offering like if I'm doing like some serious physical work, for somebody at somebody's house or something, I'm like, yeah, I need to be paid. But like, to do what he does, like, yeah, I exist. Pay me. No, I can't do that. Like, that's why I seen that guy. Like I said, the new that vapor, that Antichrist guy or whatever his name is. Not saying nothing about him like that, but I noticed he actually has a Patreon, and like, he's pretty new. He only has 16 videos, but they're presented well, and it just makes me think, like, damn, maybe I talked about doing that, like, when I first started, and I just really haven't really pressed on with that. Like, I initially wanted to just like get to my 1,000 subscriber mark, and I'm pretty sure at that point I at least have the potential to get the whole promotional compensation or whatever the fuck they call it, the ad revenue. But then again, I don't even know how that works because it's vaping and that's like taboo for YouTube. I still am not caught up with all these comments. Oh yeah, it's a great time to buy stuff. I've said this before. It's a perfect time to get into vaping, money-wise, but like feel-wise, it's not. I don't think it would be as fulfilling. Now, there's always going to be new people coming in all at the same time, so it's all new for all of them all at once, and they become like a little crew. You know what I mean? And then they have their time, and then it becomes old news, and now they're just a little more here and there. But then new people will come in, and they'll clash all at the same time, and they'll be conversating a lot more, learning all about it together. And then at one point, it'll become old for them too. And I had my time. I have certain people that I click with more because we kind of experienced it all together. You know, that's a real thing. It's interesting. But there was a lot more of those people all at once when I first got into it, as opposed to now. So when I got into it, you were at least seeing like 50 likes per post, if it was even like moderately interesting. Um, there's some group members that post too much. They swamp the whole goddamn group with their pictures because they post them every day, if not multiple times a day. Same pictures through multiple groups. It gets old. We want to see variety. That's why I try not to overly post in groups. Like, I try to space my hand checks out a little bit. If I do post the same picture in multiple groups, I'm only going to do like 2 or 3 tops. Like, some people hit every fucking group with the same picture, and it's like, you want to make room for everybody. But then again, quite possibly because of that, it discouraged other people from even bothering. So now they're the whole thing now. Yeah, I mean, I buy stuff that I don't think I would sell. I initially intended to have an awesome collection, and I felt like I was pretty much there. And one day it just kind of hit me, like, I don't really know if this is that important to me anymore. Like, only because, like, I have, like, 10 grand worth of shit sitting on the table, and I drive a $2,000 car. You know what I mean? It just doesn't seem right with my lifestyle. So I just couldn't justify it, really, as much as I loved all the stuff. Six pack. What did you mean when you said reminds me of 2015 with mods? What does that mean? I didn't vape in 2015, so I don't know what that refers to. He brags about that, how many electric bikes he gets for free. Wait a minute. His new side-by-side is a copy of the Steam Crave one? What are you talking about? The Hadron Light? Was that the one? It wasn't like that, though, was it? Yeah, his whole gimmick with this new one is that you press the battery door to make it fire, right? I find that interesting, but I'm pretty sure it's been done. But I'm not positive either. Or if it has been done, it was probably to some lesser extent. I mean, he already demonstrated in the video something that he got the inspiration from.
Looking for something nice? Phone emails? You're done. McAfee Plus is like having a private detective who helps take back your data from site selling. Get all-in-one protection with McAfee Plus.
Yeah, dude. The whole thing is, the whole laser thing is poisonous. It's just not a way to be. It's just not, you know, promoting extreme cockiness. It's not a way to be. I mean, if it's a gimmick, well, you are a serious method actor because you're living it out 24/7. You know, it's one thing to make a joke here and there, like, you know, he makes Andrew Tate look modest, you know. Yeah, no, it says entertainer. I think it says comedian entertainer. You might be right. It's way more embarrassing that people paid for it. Yeah, I mean, not cheap either. Yeah, he's got plenty of money. That's what I mean. Some of those people have to be pretty wealthy, or they were just seriously picked on throughout high school, like one or the other, feeling like the bully has finally befriended them or something. Yeah, well, it's called morality. Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to have that, you know, carefree Tyler Durden lifestyle, but it's just not the reality we live in, you know, like, you know, I'm not like hardcore like Christian or anything. I'm not even like religious in any way, but like it's like innate, you know what I mean, to just try to be like humble in some ways, you know, like I used to be the opposite of that growing up. I was always like the popular kid in school who talked a lot and knew everybody. And once I got into high school, I kind of like renounced all that and like wanted to be like an outsider kind of person. Like I started to feel like all my friends that were like that were like they were fake, or they were just being too like they were being like bullies basically, you know. I'm not, and that's not even like the jocks or like like when I say popular kids, like I wasn't like a fucking football player or nothing, but it really didn't have nothing to do with that, I guess. It's just, you know, your level of sociability. But, you know, you can have that and be a kind person still. Yeah, I know, Kev. That's what I mean. I could do it now in the winter, but like in the summer, I don't know if I have the fucking gumption to make stuff all the time. And you know, all the people that are heavy YouTubers, they must not have any fucking responsibilities, or like they have really easy jobs, because what adult has that much free time that they can just like bullshit with videos all the time? I can understand if you already have a million subscribers, but you know, it takes a minute to get to that point. Now, if you started YouTube when it first came out and you were younger when it first came out, by now, yeah, I get that. That's what I mean. If I just stuck to YouTube when I was younger, it might have worked out for me. I mean, I made my first channel in like 2007. is when I made my first YouTube channel. So, God, imagine if I was just consistent with that. Like, I'm like missing stuff. Wait, it's hard to keep up with you guys. Oh, what's the product? Can you tell me? Wait, what does that mean? What you just said, I don't know if you were joking or what. You're going to get a product from Facebook Backdoor for RRP, but then sell it immediately at a ridiculous price. Isn't better. I don't know what that means. Or you're using that as an example of isn't better than what? All right, there is an Italian reviewer that I really like. Oh yeah, Sasha, but yeah, I'm subscribed to him. But he doesn't always speak English, right? And it's like broken kind of. I've seen a number of videos.
And for us, the experience really starts with Lucid Spark. We spend a lot of time solving.
You asked him what was he basically said he would never take money from people for his reviews. Yeah, well, I personally would never make it so you can't watch them if you don't pay. That is just criminal to me. It goes against the whole point of this. But making a Patreon to like here's an idea, like, okay, you send whatever fixed amount of money a month, and that goes to the balance that I will use to get the next product or one of the next products. And even more so, you could do like a poll as to which product that'll even be. So then that way the patrons also even have a say in what product they get to see the review of. You know, I don't know. But I mean, like, to cut everyone else off that isn't paying, that's when it gets kind of shiesty sounding to me. My whole thing is I just don't know what else. I don't know what I could offer the patrons in addition to the standard free video. That's my whole hang up. I don't know what angle I would use to make it worth their while. Yeah. Flow. Goddamn spam phone calls. I don't want to throw this. I gotta look at something. Yeah, we never even got to the products yet. I like this though. Man, I've been missing this. The whole chat aspect of real lives. It's definitely more enjoyable for me too. You guys keep feeding me topics here and stuff to go over. Oh man, it's hard to keep up with these actually. Alright. Basically said blah blah blah. I respect that. Mods dropping every week. Just blowing up. New mods all the time. Carl Weathers died. I'm sorry, Mimo. Aren't you European? I always thought you were European because of I see you on Mark Todd's chats a lot. I just assume a lot of his viewers are European. And I figured, I don't know, I just assume that fans are Americans. It's probably a little prejudice of me to say. Okay, to be fair, they often are a couple grand a piece for their spikes. Oh my god, that was so good. I think Hazer's just got emojis. That's great compensation, right? Oh, and don't forget, they get like a 10% discount off the products that he makes too. That's the thing. I mean, to pay all that money and you don't even get a free product. I mean, I remember I paid $280, or was it? No, I think it was three. Yeah, I sold it for $280. I paid $325. I'm so stupid. Why did I ever even do that for the Jenna RBA? Because I really thought it looked good. It was going to be good. $325. The patrons, they still had to spend like at least $250. Pretty sure it was $250. I don't think it was any more than that. That's still a lot of money when you're already a patron. Like, what the fuck? Most RBAs, even like good RBAs, brand new, top shelf stuff, as long as it's not like fucking made of gold, are like $200. So, what's that say? Fucking trying to make as much money as possible, or what? After he goes out of his way to say things like, it only costs this much to make this, or like, you shouldn't be charging this because it only costs a couple dollars to make this. Well, what's your excuse then? You charge more than anyone ever has, ever, for stainless steel RBA. That's a fact. That's a fact. No RBAs ever cost more in the history of the world as a stock stainless steel RBA than the Jenna did. And hey, let me just point this out. This wasn't my idea to start talking about all this shit. I'm just not gonna like pretend I'm not reading it or something. Are you a patron to Mark Todd? On Discord daily? Yeah, well, he's fucking like older and retired, so he has the time to do it. You know what I mean? I think that would be cool too. If I had the time, I would like to do all that shit. Yeah, he's a pleasant guy. You know what I mean? Like, he tries to keep things light and joke around. I think Grim Green does a good job of making, for how many patrons he has, I think he does a good job of like keeping a good feel to it, like making it feel like a big family or whatever. Bogan, not as much. I kind of get more of a vibe like everyone's the same to Bogan, patron or not. I don't know though. I don't really ever hear any like deeper insights about being a patron for him. I've never even heard him say any perks to it. He gives stuff away. Hell, if I got stuff, I would give a lot of it away too. You can only have so much shit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel bombarded still after I sold what I sold. Like, I don't have room for a lot of this shit. So that's just greed when people just keep taking in more and more shit they're not going to use. There's a lot of people like that. I forget what I put on this. Well, come on. Oh yeah, the riggingness of these things. Yeah. Well, I told you I've been in BMM for 2 years and I haven't won a mod yet. And now, mind you, I haven't got in on literally every collab or every little thing that was offered. Some things I just don't want. But I mean on the master list. And at this point, I'm honestly not wanting to win that much. Like, I mean, I do because I still want to. What am I doing? Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I don't even have this piece on. I still really want to replace my billy club, but otherwise, I just don't care that much. Like, I don't want to have to wait for the billy club either. So like, that sucks. But I would take on that little snitch or mule too, I guess. But I really wish he had a battery door option. Kind of is disappointing that he never made battery doors for these things. Shit. I don't know if I want to be closing this off or opening it up. This is such a weird. I mean, this was such a unique RTA to me. I mean, it was like it's so simple in design that it's like genius. One of them things. Jeez. Yeah, I bullshit with Mark Todd, just through Facebook and stuff and like video comments. He was talking shit on me one time about my profile picture. He's like, I get it, you got a camera. Motherfucker, you never said one thing on my regular Facebook, and that's what you said. But I think he realizes that I'm somebody that can take a joke, Some people are too serious. And, everyone just is brought up differently. Some people just don't have a good taste for sarcasm or jabs. I mean, but yeah, about the group listings and randos being rigged. Yeah, it's a thing. It is a thing. But I think they mix it up. They don't make it too obvious. Except BMMs, man, it was really bad for a while. I used to get really mad about it, honestly. That's why I like Protocol so much. That's one thing I will fucking say over and over again. Protocol, I never did any list for them ever, except one time. And I was one person of like 900 entries for that Ultim Ion, and I actually won it. I was one of 10 people out of like 900. And like I said, prior to that, I had no input on that group really at all. I maybe made a couple comments and likes in like the 2 years of being on there. So I felt like that was pretty legit. A weekly vlog. So he has a weekly vlog, but he doesn't share that ever with the rest of the community. That's a vape mail segment. Basically, the vape mail segment and retro vape. So he does mail and retro vaping in his Patreon thing. I could do that once a week. I can manage a live video once a week for my patrons. You know, especially if it's not that organized, like you just pick some shit to make and talk about. Who is asking 10K for a mod? Please enlighten me. I don't think Charles. I don't think you're talking about him. So who are you talking about? Jay Hayes? Or Guillermo? I don't know. You must be talking about Jay Hayes. I don't think anyone's that crazy. And beer, yes. I gotta give it to Bogan about the beer, man. He really got me into sour beer. I love it. It's way better than regular because it's not as heavy as like an IPA. Doesn't make you as like tired either. This is probably the slowest I ever drank a beer in my life, which is a shame because it's such a good beer. It's just so caught up talking to you guys. It does sound great getting all that stuff for free, but I saw Mike Vapes do a studio tour, and you could see there were just piles and piles of unused stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's probably sickening when you're at his level. I don't know what I would do. You know, it gets to that point where like it would take too much effort probably just to send it all out. You know, I wonder how much money he makes. Mike Vapes. Between all the collab stuff he does, products, he probably has more reviewer products than anybody. Him, Tony B, and Bogan. Green actually doesn't have that many, for considering how long he's been doing this. I mean, the Empire. I think that was his first mod collab. Oh no. Well, he had the Hexome thing. He might have had another couple little things, but they're more like just graphics, not like the straight up designs. He had plenty of atomizers, but Mike Vapes has hit everything now. Now that he did this Bora stuff, he's done it all. Did he have a mech? Yeah, I'd feel shitty to have all that stuff and not use it. So I already feel like I neglect a lot of my stuff. Oh, well, the other thing is it would definitely be a pain in the ass if it's all junk, you know what I mean? All shit you don't want to use at all. Like a bunch of, you know, who wants like 100 fucking rainbow colored pulse mods, or, you know, 20 gold, I don't know, give me a dead rabbit RTAs, something like that. Who the hell wants all that shit? Well, I don't know about that. I did the ESG Skynet rando, and I didn't win. The VWM one, I believe I entered twice, and the first one I didn't get it. I got it on the last list, and I was one of the last names on the list too. So I don't know. I wouldn't say all that, but yeah, Eastmo Guru, they let a lot of people. I mean, they just make significantly. They make a lot of. They put a lot of spots up. Let's put it that way. Well, no, it's just because I. Oh, you know what it is? Damn it! I do this every time, bro. Fuck. I did it again. I only have top chats on. That's what it is. I'm not on slow mode. I just have top chat on instead of live chat. You guys have probably written so much more. I'm sorry. Or not. But you know, every everything you guys write, I end up talking about for 5 minutes at a time. So it is a lot to catch up on. Oh yes, the clutch. Yep, a very good. That's a winner too. You guys want to do it? You guys want to do the clutch right now? I'll do it. I need an excuse to break that out. There you go. Grim does his own stuff usually. Bogan was killing it the last couple of, was killing it the last couple of years. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he was name slapping. Really, all he ever needed to do, in my opinion, was the blotto. I consider the blotto one of the best dual coil RTAs ever made. I mean, I think it mostly comes down to that honeycomb outside, so fine, and like big ass 6 milliliter tank that restricted of airflow at that time was unheard of. I mean, everything was super airy. I thought it was a great, great RTA. But then like the whole like Blotto Max and Blotto 1.7 and all that shit. I mean, it got a little out of hand. He has got a lot of fluff going on, I thought. Well, Monarchy's insane. Monarchy's, in my opinion, it's disgusting how many products they put out. I mean, that's what I'm talking about flooding the market and like making it not feel special anymore. It doesn't feel special when everything that comes out is supposed to be special. You know what I mean? Like, it's just another thing now. Like, you can't overdo it, you know? I like quality, not quantity, you know? You don't see anything wrong with name slapping? I think it's terrible. No, I mean, I would do the same thing. If you're in his shoes, yeah, why not? I'm just talking about it like objectively, you know what I mean? I mean, I still don't think it's all that bad, but like I said, they just want to, since China can't come up with good names, they may as well attach like a personality to a product. So I get it too, you know? My gripe is more about like companies like Monarchy that have like 6,000 versions of a Mob Mini. Like that is like very redundant. Yeah, six pack. You forgot about the God damn it! Now I'm not forgetting. You know what's his first? Well, he's got the recurve, the rebirth. You said that, but you didn't say the what's the RTA, dude? He had 2 of them. Oh my god. I think it began with an I. Not the iconic. That is another one, but intake. Booyah! He had the intake 1 and 2. And I never had either one of them. I really wanted to at least get the intake, like the V1, because that was like, that had a, I would say that's, I don't want to say it's like legendary, but it had a significance for sure. Because it was top down airflow, one of the first, right? It had like the pipes. Yeah, I have the recurve squonk mod actually. It's a unregulated mod. It has a MOSFET in it. It's I don't like it. It feels like a rubbery mess. It's like a weird shape. It's only like a trigger fire. It doesn't look good. Now, I mean, I was still so new to vaping when I bought it. But I only bought it because I wanted to learn about mechs, but I didn't want to. I thought I was going to blow up or something. So Recurve Squonk mod, yeah. The Rebirth is his best product. I have the Rebirth. It was actually one of my first RDAs ever. No, I had the classic Hellfire problem. The O-rings are just too tight on Hellfire products. I don't know if they still are, but they used to be extremely tight. That used to drive me crazy. I actually shot a whole video on this stuff the other day. I got a lot of stuff I'd like to edit. Oh, look, it's right on top. Here's the clutch. I never showed you guys this. I made this. I didn't make it, but I did all the patina work on it. I love that. The patina, making the patina stuff. You take a mech mod, especially copper, and you put it in a Tupperware with ammonia. You spray. You use a spray bottle with ammonia, and wrap it in paper towels. What else are you supposed to put on it? What else did I put on it? Salt or something? I forget what else you had to put on it. Baking soda. Is that it? It was so long ago. I can't even remember how you do it. You could put like mustard on it. You could do all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it's cool. That turquoise look. Oh, the O-ring you removed. Yeah, I mean, I think I did the same thing actually. I like the dead rabbits and the drop dead RDAs. They do great. They have great marketing. They make pretty stuff. Don't get me wrong. I love the mob. I mean, I'm married to the mob. No, I mean I have, I think 3 mobs of some shape or form. I recommend the mob to anybody, especially people that are just learning how to build like Wick'd RBAs. I recommend the mob because it's the most like straightforward in my opinion. It's very lenient on wicking, and you can take what you learn from that and adopt it to most other RBAs of that style, the cylindrical style. Oh no, we don't retract. We don't retract messages here, Mimo. You're gonna get a timeout. Can't be doing that. What'd you say? You got to repeat it now. Unknown has been on the midge forever. And now we're doing Finite. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, because it's got crowns on it. Yeah. You're right though. The unknown is has hit a wall in the fact that they're just doing paint jobs now. Yeah. Well, you never know. Maybe he's working on something new. He just hasn't said anything. He better, because if he wants to keep that shit alive. I mean, also at the same time, maybe he feels like, what's the rush? I have no competition anymore. Could be that too. More value for the money. Yeah, actually, no, I don't know. I think the newest mobs were like $200, weren't they? Monarchy's not cheap, dude. If you buy Monarchy stuff directly from Monarchy or from Hussar, they're not cheap. Actually, Monarchy's even more expensive. I think I remember. And especially if you're like me, like you got to spend $30 DHL. It's in euros. I mean, it's expensive. That shit adds up. You have to buy individual fucking airflow pins. Fuck that. Toasty Cheesy. What's good, brother? Haven't seen you in here in a bit. Well, I haven't been doing lives like that, but it's good to see your name. Let's see. I have a video from Big Lou saved on how to mech Katina. Yeah, I used to watch. That's how I learned to do it. Obviously, I just watched a bunch of videos on it. All right, I want to make either like a mech, build like a mech mod right now, or like I could put together like a topside squonk. What do you guys want to see? You want to see one of these things? I could do like the Asgard Mini Ultim with my topside duel splatter, or I want to put my Vindicator together, but I don't know where the solid pin is. I have to find it. It's probably on this rack right here. Sky's the limit. I got all sorts of shit I could do. And Mac, yeah, I'll be alright. I already finished this one. Need to get a second one. Damn, it's not even 5 o'clock yet. Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. I really didn't plan on doing it. I didn't think I'd be on this long. You guys got me in a good mood here. It's nice having like a little back and forth camaraderie here. Yeah, the Asgard Mini, it's in my list. I consider it the best dual coil RDA ever made. And I'm usually not a 25. Like I like a 24 for dual coil RDAs. But that one, it basically is a 24 because they have how much the sidewalls come in and stuff. No, please don't tell me that MS costs $300. It has to be the titanium version or something. No, the unknown, it's not $250. It's I think I paid $220 for the OG unknown. I don't know if I ever bought a Midge brand new. I don't know. I doubt they're more though. It's probably about the same. But you probably got to do DHL, right? Are you in America? See, I don't have to do. I just got to spend $10 for shipping because I'm in the States. It's $250. Yeah, so yeah, that makes sense. $30. You probably paid $30. So $250. You think they have more innovation drip tips? Well, Monarchy, I would say that cyber tip was a really good move. I had the OG cyber tip. It was very unique, that shape. I like the unknown tips. He doesn't like do them as much, but and I don't necessarily just mean like the stop, like the the dye job on it or whatever. I like the shape of it. Like I like a smaller round drip tip now. When I first got into it, into vaping, billets and stuff, I liked whistle tips, and like now I can't stand a whistle tip. Yeah, there you go. The sleigh. Yeah, it's a whistle tip. I just don't. I like a tip where I don't have to worry about what direction it's facing. Like every direction is perfect. That's the way I see it now. Trust me, I love the Never Normal big whistle tip, like whatever it was. I whistle tips I thought were so cool. Like the control mag, that shit's overkill to me at this point. I mean, they look cool. All that stuff looks cool. I don't think the sleigh looks all that cool though. That's just me. Like as they are. You know, if it's like a fancy material, that's different. Yeah, Mission has made a lot of drip tips over time. Yeah, and Protocol. Protocol makes a lot. I think Protocol makes better drip tips. They make my favorite drip tips, probably. You know, and a lot of them are like, I could just get my standard like white Delrin drip tip. That's what I like to get. Yeah. I'm still like undecided what to do. Maybe I'll make this thing. Fucking keep doing that. Slam piece. Put this together. See, the problem is this is a 30 millimeter RDA. Like, I need like a goddamn series to make a 35 or 30 millimeter RDA. I don't know what to use. Should I just use the clutch? I don't know. I kind of want to use like an old fashioned like. Here's a Dreamer. Dreamer 1.5. Ah, fuck it. Well, I'm just gonna pick I'll pick the RDA first, and then I'll decide on the RDA. That's like the only time I could use these things, when I got a thorough, you know, little bit of indulgence. Then I can actually feel like in the mood a little bit to use this stuff. Otherwise, it's just like, just don't have the lungs. Problem is, most of my stuff is set up for squonking. Drop dead, or dead rabbit, or drop dead, yeah. We got the bulk. Nah, it's called the money shot. The RDA part is called the money shot. The mech mod part is called the slam piece. What's up, Dane? Thanks for dropping in, man. Oh my god. We could use the Ragnar. Fucking biggest atomizer I have. Nah, I don't know. I can't think of an RDA to use that has a solid pin on it. You know what? Maybe I'll put the blotto together. Or does this have a... Okay. I got this Asgard that has a... Because the Asgard was good. It had the pin in it to make it so you can swap it real quick. Okay, we'll use this. That'll be fun. What do you think? Yeah, that looks good together. All right, I like it. The whistle of it, yeah. You know what? Oh, shit. You know, I might be changing my mind. Because now that I'm thinking about the money shot, I'm thinking about this that has like a similar opening, but it's just like worlds better. The Reckoning by Immortal Armageddon mods. This was a great vape. Whistles. Not too bad. That's a lot of RDA. Yeah, I mean, it has a 28 millimeter beauty ring. It's 25 millimeter though. That's why it's the Asgard Mini. What this silver? Actually, wait. What color? The Reckoning or which one are you talking about? Clash is good drinking music. Even more ambiguous. They're both dual coil. Oh my god, I did the coolest thing earlier. So at some point, I'm hoping to set this up so my live streams are on my good camera instead of the built-in camera webcam deal. Earlier, right? I took this camera and I hooked it up to my phone through Wi-Fi. So I was monitoring the camera with my phone, so I could like move it with the camera, but see it just on the phone separately. I mean, it's not that crazy, but it was cool because I never bothered to do that with this. No, I've not had the 60C yet. It's still pretty new. I mean, if I was like avidly trying to get shit right now, I'm sure it could be obtained, but I don't think there's that many in circulation. I've seen one person with one from BMM because he was like offered to get it early in like a prototype squonk mod. I don't know if I took pictures of that. Oh, Mimo, you're gonna be a great loss here. You're a terrific contribution. You have a good evening. I'm about to get into the product stuff. Okay. Yeah, there's Delro has 60C stuff. BMM has 60C stuff. I'm pretty sure Mod House does, or is going to, and they have the 80C. There's an 80C too. And oh my god, did you hear Advokin has a Bora mod now? I thought that company was done. They're still making stuff. So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and then BMM has at least like 2 mods planned with it. One is a squonk. Like they're pretty sure like he's doing a Billy Club with one, but like it's not technically a Billy Club. Actually, the new BMM prototype squonk mod, it looks not exactly, but it resembles an M key. The buttons are in the same styling and everything. It's the same layout, basically. I had Stormy or yeah, Advocate. It's crazy, right? The Unknown and Lore. I thought the Unknown Lore was like already like practically done and was going to be. Well, it should have been out a while ago. It should have been delivered a while ago, but I feel like this late in the game, I doubt they're going to have different boards in it. I mean, I don't know, but well, it's a C. What's up, PBR? It's a C. The C means color, so it's going to be a DNA 60 watt, but with a color screen, which is a small screen. So So, I mean, it's not going to be a big fucking deal. I mean, it may have slightly better efficiencies and stuff. I don't know. And it'll have a DNA, it'll have a USB Type C native to it. So, I mean, not that there isn't Type C's with a DNA 60, but Kevin, that's on here, he messaged me on Facebook the other day telling me that fucking Aaron actually sent him money. Or not sent him money, sent him his product that he ordered. Meanwhile, somebody else told me that Aaron may have racked up $40,000, stole $40,000 off of people for undelivered goods. It's crazy. Here's a DNA a Diecodes D60SLD. It's got the Defy cutout. I guess the Diecodes Extreme V3 in there. I don't like the material. It looks like that Illumide stuff, or maybe it's a color. Could be a color 3D print. I don't think so though. Looks like aluminum. Look how beautiful this is. I mean, this is just one of many. I just wanted to show it off. I'm pretty sure it's my Carta. It's a side by. This should be popular right now because the side by side's kind of reemerging. Ionis, I never say his name right. Ionis Artopoulos, that El Cigart guy. Look at this beautiful mod. This is a micarta and like Damascus. It's crazy looking, right? It's actually supposed to look like that, but the way he took the picture. I just love that he does the Damascus styling. And here's a different Delro. It may be the same one. It's just, oh yeah, D60SLD. Look, it's got a different battery opening, and it has a USB port that's like way up high. It's different, right? Just the Advocate mod right here. It looks like kind of looks like an Orca or something. Like a heartbeat key Orca. Some of them colors are a little, I like the brownish one. The other ones are a little loud for me. You know, Orca, Billet Box, they can do the loud colors, and it's fine, but not everyone should get away with that. This was a, anybody can screenshot this if they want, or freeze frame it. This is about Aaron, and it just goes into detail some of the money he was stealing and owed people. It was like an order of $4,200 invoice that he reneged on. Crazy. Look at this, Jeff Stanley. This is his BMM collection, 21 mods. There's like 4 of everything, at least 3 of everything. We got stash boxes, mules, bow rats, 38s, rats, nicelies, everything. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, that's cool and all, but like, who the fuck needs that many mods of all the same shit? You know, I could see like 2. Pretty cool though. I mean, they're not big picture, you know. It's not the most detail on my phone, but, and that's not even the biggest, man. There's some people that have way more than that. It's pretty mind-boggling. I mean, that's one of the bigger collections, though. Look at these boots. These are my holy grail boots. I want these kind of boots more than anything in the world, but they're hard to find like this. These were up for $800. needless to say, I never got them. But if I were to have them made, it would take at least like 6 months to get them made, or 3 months. I'm sorry. Oh, here's another guy. If you want to freeze frame this combo, more about the Aaron Vasquez story. This is what somebody suggested that I actually put this up, because this was a direct quote from him. Aaron basically had no excuse for what happened. He just said, "I fucked up, man." So that's kind of, I think this is the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's just, I mean, if he really racked up $40,000, first off, how did he end up coming through on some of the, or at least that one order? Like, was he just trying to keep up appearances and like kind of offset things, like so it wasn't as obvious? Or how do you steal $40,000 worth of fucking money from people? Nobody's that big of a junkie that quick. Like, how do you get from being a respectable guy with a good reputation to like the most vile scoundrel, like thief kind of person? It's crazy. I mean, unless like a lot of that money was like to balance like keeping his house or like paying for a kid, or maybe there was some kind of like thing in there to negate that. Like, I mean, not to justify it in any way, but I was like, there's no way he could be spending all that on drugs. Like, I don't know if that was like his primary job, or if he has like, if that's like actually a side job for him or what. But maybe, I mean, if that is his primary, it means if that's his occupation, what he was doing with the group buys, yeah, I mean, like, he knows he's out of a job, so he probably would go all out to try to hold him over till the next thing. I don't know. I'm assuming everything went up in smoke for that guy, but who knows? And I don't want to have to air out somebody else's business who I don't know him all that well. You know what I mean? So like, I don't want to like harp on his failures, but he was never respectable. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't really all that cool to me. I mean, him and Dominic. I mean, I can understand because they're like in situations where having to collect money from people and people asking dumb questions. I'm sure it's very annoying and stressful altogether, but like, you should also, if you do that, you should also be pretty good at reading people and knowing people that are actually decent. Like I was like, not from him, but like somebody, like so ignorant, never wanted to answer my questions about anything. And it was just like, I had like real concerns. And in the end, I was right. And I never got my product. And he had to like figure out a way to make it up to me. Like, well, dude, if you were just on top of it from the beginning, like I had asked you to be, like, I wasn't just trying to be annoying. But then again, I'm sure there's plenty of people that are just that annoying. And then at the same time, you have the other people that don't give a fuck and don't respond at all. So you have like both extremes coming at you, dealing with that. I mean, if I'm selling stuff and I get too many PMs at once, I get annoyed. So I can't imagine how it is orchestrating all that shit. But then again, if that's like your fucking job, like you should be fucking good at it and figure out like, if you can't hack doing that, then don't fucking do it. A gambling problem? Maybe. Reminds of Artwood. What is that, old company or something? Yeah, 40K. That's what I heard. Oh, and Charles from BMM. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on some of the other names. A bunch of different admins and moderators and modders. I think RJ might be in that list. A bunch of people are saying they're gonna pull together and raise a bunch of money to help pay all these people back. I don't see it happening. I mean, that's a lot of money if it's that much money. I mean, that's a big loss for these people. If they're all gonna, even if they all pitch in, like it was like only like 5 or 7 names maybe. Like I don't think they realized how big of a fucking problem it is if it's that much money, or that it may even be more than 40,000. Like that. That's how serious we're talking about. I don't know how you could pull that. I mean, God, like, my most expensive order was probably like $400 at once, and that was like because it was a mod. But like, you just got to figure. I mean, if he gets enough people ordering, and like, yeah, some of them might only be spending like $15, but if others are spending $400 or more, yeah, I guess it could happen. God damn, though. At that number, it just didn't. There came a time where it went from being like, oh, I got overwhelmed and took on too much and fucked up, to, okay, I'm past the point of no return. Let me just go all out and destroy. That's what it sounds like. I think at some point he just ran with it. People were telling me, like, so he deleted his Facebook, clearly, but like, people have his address. I mean, like, I'm surprised. I'm wondering if people are going to press charges in some way. I mean, I think I would try to if I lost that much money. Like, considering how many people were involved, like that's considered like a big thing, a big fraud, act of fraud right there. And he's an American, so you got to figure a lot of these other people are probably American that it happened to. It's just wild. Well, I don't know. You guys tell me. I mean, to make sure what's legit, that they're going to pay back, or the amount of money. Someone will be at his front door. Yeah, I mean, especially the big guys, like the ones that are actually like vendors that like invested the big numbers. Like I said, the Never Normal guy, he was gonna actually take a $700 loss, because I guess he had felt like a bad vibe about it, and was just like, dude, I'm just gonna send you the money back and take the $700 loss, before either one of us getting too deep. And I don't think he sent the money, or I think he did send. I don't know how it worked. I think he sent the money back. The Never Normal guy, what's Dylan? What's his name? I just think that maybe he sent it back. Aaron just didn't pay those people back. I put too much in here. This is like a 2mm ID. I hope that's going to be enough cotton. Jeez, I can't even trim that. I'm so used to RBAs that like it's hard to know how to put enough cotton in something. Oh yeah, yeah. I remember that, the Carolina extract thing. Yeah. I have their nicotine actually. It's probably useless now, but you know, during the whole shipping scare, I decided to get some nicotine, and yeah, I can't believe that. So yeah, he killed himself. I forgot about that. I remember that they just kept, because I was about to do it. I was actually about to make a new order for something, and I think I was just gonna buy like VG or PG off of them, and found out that they were fucking bullshit. There's a couple companies that did that. Just kept the sites open and didn't send anything. There was a lot of that going on during that shipping scare. Yo, how about anybody watch that guy D1 Vapes? Another guy with a small channel. He called out Bogan like heavy the other day, calling him like a fucking mooch and shit. Like, how dare he ask the community for money when he's got all that money from all his collabs, and he lives in a nice house, and he even has the option to consider moving to England. And I mean, the guy's kind of right, especially because it's not like Bogan was offering a service or a discounted product or anything like that. He was literally just saying, "Go fund me." I get it. You know, I can see both sides. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not one of those people that would just do that. Like, which you could say it's foolish. I mean, you should be able to swallow your pride and ask for help. But when does that become actually just being like self-entitled? You know what I mean? Most people would be too embarrassed or ashamed to, like, you know, just assume people can pay their way. You know, or like there's such a contribution to the community that it would be worth it for people to pay that much. I don't know. Like I said, I get where they're both coming from, but it is what it is. That was just a dream. $5 gallons in your freezer. Yeah, that's the problem. I never froze my stuff, so it's probably trash. Yeah, well, the J-Hayes wedding thing is just fucking asinine. J-Hayes doesn't even have any kids now, so at least I know Bogan's got a little kid to take care of. Yeah. But yeah, speaking of Bogan, wicking up this jaw. It's weird now that I do it with RBAs, like I'm doing it with everything. Like, I don't remember ever doing the wet wicking method on a dual coil RTA. Feels weird now, but I don't know, I like wicking like this. I try to recommend this to anybody that struggles with wicking, to do the wet wicking method. You know, wet it first and then place it. Oh no, I said too much. I said it up. Have the new Pulse waiting for you. Awesome. Yeah, The Pulse one, I don't know. There's things I like about it and things I don't. I like the shape. I don't necessarily like all the cutouts. You know, having the battery cut out on both sides makes it a little too jarring for me. Stands out a bit. I mean, these are all just like aesthetic gripes. Damn, this cap is so stuck on here. Probably hasn't been taken off in years. Yeah, I mean, this was such a cool product, the Blotto. There we go. Half turn, bottle cap, top cap. I mean, yeah, it's cool stuff. And, like, that's a cool name, a Blotto. Like, I didn't even know what that meant before. Like, it means a drunk. And your top cap looks like a bottle cap. I mean, it's appropriate, you know what I mean? It's clever. That's the problem with Chinese products. They're just not clever. Like, their naming, they don't make any sense. There's like no soul to them usually. Like, here and there, yeah, it's okay, but it's because they're just culturally blind. Like, they don't get it. Like, or they have a hard time translating whatever their shit is into Americanized or just English terminology, you know? And it's kind of a superficial reasoning, but in my opinion, it does hinder the whole essence of the product. Having a clever name is always good. What are we saying? Yeah, Kevin crazy. Harder to get that delivered than ammo? What are we talking about? Vape gear is harder to get delivered than ammunition? Dropped off ammo without signature. Yeah. That's so pathetic, dude. I hate how they treat vaping like it's this big fucking deal. Yeah. Why are you asking Frank? Ask me. Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, I seen it. Where he takes the Dremel. Which is smart because, you know, that'll definitely help out with the condensation. But yet it still keeps the Boro pretty boxed in the cavity itself. So that's a good move. And he may actually, you know, if Tony actually cared to watch, they may actually make that adjustment. And again, I mean, Tony does feel a little bit like a name slappy guy. I just don't feel like he cares about vaping anymore. I mean, you really get a sense that the guy just makes videos for whenever he can make money off of them. I mean, when people stop making videos, you know, if you don't make videos for the hell of it in any capacity, then I don't see how you're passionate about it at all anymore. I mean, I guess if you do it for so long, you kind of lose it. I mean, that happened for me even, like, compared to when I first started doing this stuff. I've definitely had lulls of being into it and not, you know. Most of it has to do with just having the energy and the time from my other job. God, I'm not used to this wattage. Well, I'm not even going to use it on this. Yeah, I never do that. I used to. I had myself trained to do that a little bit. Inhale after firing. It's not satisfying to do that though. It doesn't feel. It doesn't. It's not like enjoyable to do. Though it is beneficial. But yeah, I get a lot of condensation on certain things more than others for some reason. My 38, despite how open it is, I don't know, I've been plagued with condensation problems. Whereas my Ultim Ion, that's exposed, like, that's a split window or dual window. I never have condensation. This is only set up to be a 0.26, so it really has no thorough mech properties to it. I mean, it's not going to hit super hard or whatever. I wanted to put like a point fucking 11 together, you know? Well, Ms. She used to do it with RDAs to keep the cotton fresh over time or some shit. That's excessive, in my opinion. I mean, if you're trying to keep your boro cavity dry, that's one thing. Yeah, YouTube. That's why I was surprised to see reviewers, new ones today. There was another guy too. I forget his name. So there's the anarchist guy, but then there was another one who his name's like the complete opposite. It's like, here he is, Pop. Dude, this is his name for real. His channel name, Posh Boy Vapes, and he's like clearly, I don't know, 45. Posh Boy Vapes. He's got a beard. Both of these guys are British too. They might circulate British stuff easier since it's not as looked down upon in England. He's only got 86 videos, but he has 795 subscribers. So he basically has as many videos as me, and I have like 120. I don't know how many I got. Almost like 130 videos. It's crazy. All my most valuable mods that I've done videos on actually have the least views of anything. Oh, bro, I need a drink, like water. I'm not used to just talking nonstop. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, and all these reviews, they're really on like simple shit. I mean, well, I mean, he does do some Boro stuff, but then like 9 days ago, he did like a Dead Rabbit MTO RTA review. 6 days ago, he did a Falcon Tank Legend sub-M tank. And he doesn't pull that many views at all. Like, a lot of them aren't even in the hundreds. And, but yet he's got all those subscribers. It's kind of surprising. Maybe he's just been doing it for a long time. I don't know. But that other guy, man, he's doing it right. I mean, he's already got, I don't know what it was, like 150 subscribers. And he only has 16 videos. And every one of them is made well. And they're all clone products, which just blows my mind. Things get weird when reviewers profit from the products. Yeah, definitely. They stop getting honest, and they start just being like giving you like just superficial, obvious impressions of it. Like, I really like that it's 24 millimeter, because that's like a normal number that you have for diameter. So that's a pro. It's like, what? I don't think we'll ever live up to her expectations. That's so funny. I know, who wants to, it's like I completely dry the cotton. Like, who the hell wants to vape it like real dry just for the sake of, yeah. Yeah. We got 6 likes up on the screen. Thank you guys for liking and participating in the show here. This is probably the longest show I've done in quite some time, if ever. 2.5 hours. God damn. It's pretty funny that one clone video, not clone video, but my Vloggish episode where I primarily talked about clone stuff. There is a serious like to dislike ratio going on. I could see it. They don't show. I didn't outright see the dislikes, but I've seen the percentages. Like the percentage was like 80 or something. Like, I don't know. It just, that indicates that some people were like hitting dislike to, like, I don't know. I know I got my hater crew too, that under the radar. What do you mean you dropped out of the DIY community? I mean, worn out. What do you mean worn? What are you worn out about? Oh, in your streams. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't think I seen Wayne DIY or Die. I used to watch his stuff pretty often, especially his Monday show, because it was more like general, like he talked about almost anything. I like that one. And I'd see the Friday one here and there, which is more about DIY, because I'm not a big DIY guy, but I was trying to get, dabble. And like I said, I liked his show a lot. He's from, he lives in Philly too. That's where I'm from. And so I feel like he's posts significantly less, or I'm just not paying attention and I don't realize that he is. But yeah. But it's funny because at one time they weren't. I remember when Bogan and Grimm were both pretty hardcore with the reviews, and they still do it sometimes, like with negative impressions. But I feel like they only do it when they can get away with it, and like, there's no pressure to, like, they might only do it just for that sake. You know what I mean? Just to like show, like, hey, I'm not always rah rah about stuff. Like, I don't like this one. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'd say Bogan's pretty transparent, actually. Even when he's like trying to be nice about something, like, he still pretty much lays it out. Nick, sometimes I literally can sense like him holding back from like wanting to like say bad shit about things. But I still like those guys a lot. I mean, just their vibes in general, you know what I mean? They're entertaining. They're pretty laid back people to watch. I mean, Grim Green's vlog is just so dialed in. It's just such a, it gets old. I mean, I used to watch it religiously, but I don't anymore. And like, once in a while, if something catches me, like a new advocacy topic at hand, like, I'll watch that. But when I realized like I was going more high end and he was like staying like, he'll like dabble in high end stuff here and there, but then like just revert back to like pods and Chinese shit. I'm just like, dude, I guess you don't really care about products anymore. Which, when you've been doing it that long, the coolest thing ever was something that came out in 2015. You know what I mean? I guess it's hard to keep it feeling like something special once it's going on that long. But Mark Todd, he still loves gear, and he's been doing it forever. That's one person that I really feel is very passionate about vaping still. I could tell he still really cares about the products themselves more than making money, more than any other reviewer actually that has half a name. Yeah, definitely. I wish Mark Todd had more products. He needs to do another product. It's too bad Van Andel disappeared. Yeah, I know. It's so backwards. It's very entertaining too when you do see those clone groups and people are like, "Yeah, I got this one. Yeah, I like this one." And then like other groups, people literally write the things like "death to clone users" or like "fuck all clones and clone people" and "real or die." It's like, give me a fucking break. And they're doing that for like Mission, you know what I mean? Who like are like pretty much famous for fucking overcharging everybody at this point. It's like, okay, you have good marketing and design skills, but you're charging 4 times what it would normally cost. Yeah. Well, he had little collab things, but I think most of it was like personal. Like he had his own C-bot graphic, but I don't think there were that many released. You know what I mean? Like it was for people that really wanted it, kind of thing. And yeah, you mean like commercial collabs, right? Yeah, no, I don't think he ever had a commercial product, did he? He only had high-end products. That's what I mean. Like Jay Hayes, like he took what he had going for him and just took it to some really like gross, like unappealing extreme. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it's good to be like brutally honest, but like, you just like hung on to the brutally part too much. Not this product as eloquently as Bogan or Mark Todd, but they people with those kind of accents are usually good at that kind of thing. Nah, but yeah, it's just I think on one hand, it like people being brutal about the products and their judgment of them helps. It helps some viewers that almost want to be discouraged from spending more money on products. You know what I mean? Some people want to be hyped up to buy a product, and some people want to be hyped down so they don't end up blowing their, like spending more on the same shit. You know what I mean? So it just depends on like how you're looking at it. what you're trying to get out of it. You still mix, but you don't do videos. When was the last time you did a video? Wait a minute. There's already a Golden Greek sub clone? There's a submarine clone already? Well, dude, I really sorry, but I really believe that the submarine is probably made in China. I do. All the Golden Greek stuff comes out really fast in clones. And like I said, with the fucking recycling thing on it and the fact that it's matte finish, I mean, they're all just like, you know, like hallmarks of China products. You know, and Golden Greek is not that popular, like compared to a lot of others. They're just not they're not that popular. So like, why just trying to single them out to clone them? You know, I think the guy like comes up with the shit and then gives it to them to make. I mean, all just speculation, but I don't know, that's just what I kind of feel in my gut. Oh, I just spilled all of this. That blues. Well, there's 4 milliliters of juice all over the ground. Maybe the blotter was a bad idea. I should have went with an RDA. I don't know, the fucking O-ring, man. Slipped right off for some reason. I think I'm like done with this already. I don't even want to use it. Nowadays, almost half the companies out there. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think they know that it's the death rattle, and why would they invest all this money into a machine, you know, having to pay a machine shop or, you know, going all out when the, you know, smart thing to do would be play it safe and do it in a cheaper capacity. You know, it was a company that I left out because I was talking about all the other time I was singling out all the Greek companies like Golden Greek and Vaporware Mods, even ESG. I mean, you notice like all the Greek stuff gets cloned, like guaranteed, except for El Cigar. Like, why not them? Why everybody but El Cigar? And it's because like his stuff is so obviously not cloned, not clonable. So knowing that there's that guarantee that that's not made in China, I like that. He sent me a lot of footage too, showing me like his stuff being made. So like, it's very reassuring. So I feel like I can confidently say that about him more than most of these other companies. And another Greek company, very famous, that from what I could, I was real sour at the end, that I think is clearly made in China is Atmazu. Atmazu is definitely China. All their stuff gets cloned, guaranteed, every time. It's already not all that expensive, especially because it's fucking supposed to be made in Greece compared to the other Greek stuff prices. And the packaging alone and the quantities of stuff they make. So they're not limited. They make a lot of each thing. They package it really perfectly, like almost like Aspire level quality packaging. And all their stuff gets cloned almost immediately as well. So there's yet another Greek company that has their stuff made by China. So if they're doing it, and it looks like, 3 out of 4 of them are doing it, they're doing it. They're most likely doing it. I talk about this shit because I was just tired of having to talk about it in secrecy in PMs with people. When in the groups, everyone just like looked the other way. I'm tired of that shit. So instead of just talking about it in secrecy, I just put it all out there. This is what I think's going on. What do you think? Now I have a small channel or whatever, but even still, I've never had anybody come to me saying like, "You don't know what you're talking about. Look at all my machine shop. Look at how I did every little process." No one should have. Yeah, like, who am I? Like, they don't got to explain nothing to me. But if it was me and someone was trying to make any kind of accusation about my company, I would try to like really clear the air. I don't know. Or like Art and Mod. That's another company that like, I feel very confident that they actually make their stuff in Italy. But then like, because I think there's been like one Art and Mod clone. I think they did try to clone the Limitless. It's probably like so lame compared to the real thing. But and then you got like SVA, like tons of SVA stuff's been cloned. So I don't know. Yeah, I've seen that. I talked about that. I don't know. I don't know. One of my last videos, I talked about Jim VV showing the machine shop stuff. I've also compared. I mean, if you see my video of the clone Skyline and the authentic Skyline, I have a video where I compare them neck and neck, and there's obvious differences. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't actually think Isma Guru is a fraudulent company. Yeah, there's really nothing I could say that my clone Skyfall is really well made though, and my Skyline, they were both really well made. Um, it's weird how some clones like are done so poorly, and other ones are like outstanding. Like you really wouldn't even care if like, especially with atomizers like an RDA, like a good clone RDA is just as good in my opinion as a authentic one. That's good. Hands are all sticky and shit. All right, we're almost at that 3-hour mark. This is a long ass stream. I really appreciate all you guys hanging out. I think my voice is getting hoarse from all the talking I'm doing. Yeah, as long as the quality's good, right? Well, my whole thing is the price. That's I'm not like. Well, there's a couple things about that. Like one, I don't want to. It kind of is conflicting for me to support China when I know that China wants to see the downfall of the country that I'm from. Let's put it that way. They do. And secondly, I don't want to be charged prices that don't reflect the cost of having something made in China. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you know, a Chinaman touched my product or something. I don't know. I don't even know what. But there's also like, it's not like a prejudice thing, but it's also like qualities of metals too. They're probably using a cheaper grade of metals, you know what I mean? And they're not like, there's a lot of shit that goes into this. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't care where my stuff's made. I care where my stuff's made, and but most importantly, I care where it's made in relation to how much I paid for it. You know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. I got a clone Citadel. That's an RDA. I mean, that's made in China to begin with. Um, yeah, I would like a Hadion. I was gonna buy one around Christmas, and then um, I forget what happened. I couldn't use my card for a couple days, and yeah, it just kind of backfired. But it was like such a good deal. It was like practically a brand new Hadion for $40 from someone I know is a reliable seller, Andrew, and yeah, I missed out on that, but it was my fault. Well, can you find one? Yeah, I mean you can find one if you look around enough, but it ain't going to be brand new. It's going to be used. I mean, his was used. It was just hardly used at all. That's what I mean. It wasn't from a vendor, brand new. What does that mean? You lived in Taiwan for 12 years teaching English. If you pulled out a toy and it smelled bad out of the box or fell apart, 6-year-old 6-year-old kids would yell out, "Mick, Mick." What does that mean? Oh, made in China. Jesus Christ. For some reason, when I see Mick, I'm thinking like they're calling you like Irish or something, calling you a Mick. I don't know. Shit. So they say that in Taiwan. That's funny. Yeah, even they know. That's really interesting. Huh. Wow, ain't no secret. All right, gang. I'm gonna get something to eat, and I didn't think I was gonna be streaming this long because I really wanted to do some editing. I still may try to force myself to do some stuff. So we'll see where we get because I have a lot of stuff shot. I just have to edit it. Um, but yeah, man, good stream. This was a good time. Thank you all for chiming in and great input. Really kept things moving. You know, it's neat. I mean, it's funny how like some of the bigger reviewers like they hardly even get glance. They have such like a repertoire, like a an agenda of shit to talk about. They don't even get to glance at the chat really. And then like for me, it's like really helped me like keep things engaged. So appreciate it. New sub here, awesome. Thank you, Daytime Frank. Trying to get to that 1K mark. Um, at one point I thought it would never happen, and then when I got to like 700, I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is possible. So, and the going from what is it? It's almost I'm working on yeah, I'm almost at 900. So that jump from 8 to 900 is pretty quick. It's only been like almost I got like 100 subs in the last month, or it feels so that was pretty cool. Um, Yeah, I just try to dress up the videos a little better, putting better like thumbnails in, little things like that. to try to make them more appealing to everybody. And I try to do a lot of the chapters, you know, in the timeline. So like, if you already know more about a certain section, or maybe you didn't get to finish the video, so you don't know where to leave off, you know, just break it into chapters for you, make it a little convenient. I did that with one of the streams the other day too, but goddamn, this stream is fucking 3 hours long. I don't know if I could sit through to do chapters. Will do. Thanks, PBR and Daytime, Kevin. Y'all keeping it alive here. Oh, it's the only way y'all watch the Thursday vlog, huh? With chapters. Yeah, I was like that with Bogan's live streams for a while. He used to stay on top of it. Well, he had that guy Shane Beekman doing it, and he would always put the timestamps in. And yeah, I mean, it is a tedious thing to do, to have to go back and rewatch everything and put the timestamps in, but I do it when I can. I mean, when videos are only 20 minutes, and it's about a product specifically, it's not that hard. It's hard to put in timestamps something like this, because I just go off on so many tangents. You know what I mean? It's like just kind of runs on, stream of consciousness type thing. Wait. Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Amen to that. I am so over the happy birthday song. I never want to hear it again in my life. And he pretty much sings it the same exact way every time. That drives me fucking nuts. Usually, once I get to that, I'll turn it off, which is, I mean, it's that discouraging. I just hate it. I mean, if there's a part I know I want to see, I'll just click past it. But like, say if I'm watching it live or something and it gets to that point, I'm just like, all right, I'm done. Just can't stand the happy birthday song. Well, tonight I learned a thing or two. Can't believe that about EVO. They had they had a relatively good resale value too, and like reputation, and like he didn't like drown the market out with products, so like it made them shine a little brighter, like the ones that did come out. And I can go on about that. That was a real hurt to hear that. Yeah, I know. We were all over, because I'm just feeding off what you guys are saying, so it's just like constantly like back and forth and shit. Oh man, it was a good time though. Thank you all for participating, and we'll try this again sometime soon. So everybody, wherever you are, you have a good night. It is Friday, it's February 2nd, and it's like 6 p.m. So with that, I bid you adieu. Y'all have a good evening, and take care of yourselves. I'll see you.